Well, what's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. I, of course, am the coach. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. An absolutely beautiful morning because me and the boys at the brand, well, more so the boys at the brand, boy, what a great Monday. When everybody else was taking the day off, we went to the CBI. That's right. Micah, check it. Zack Attack, check it. Site, check it. The two-piece, what a shock. AB couldn't put something together to cast the entire show. Now, that's dial-up for you. But let's bring in the stars of the show. And look who I have this morning. Oh, it's an array. It's an array. First and foremost, look who's in the top right-hand corner. Alabama. Good morning, young lady.
Hello, good morning. I was happy to get that Predators over win last night, so that was pretty nice.
You're damn right it was. That was very, very nice. And I'm forecasting another over tonight. We'll get back to you in a second. Then, live from Las Vegas, just cashing tickets. That's what he does. Zack Attack, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, those are the tougher days when you only have a couple games to pick on, especially when baseball comes around the corner. But I was glad to cash Coastal Carolina and the storyline. USC Upstate, they came back from a big deficit and also covered.
Hey, it all comes together, baby. It all comes together. Speaking of bringing it all together, look who's back. Look who's back. Maestro, we have missed you, sir. Good morning.
I missed you too, Coach. I was back yesterday, but I did not have the honor and the pleasure of working with you. So let's do it. And I know we're going to get into these bracket standings. I just had to go down a little bit further than you to find myself on the leaderboard.
Oh, well, not that I would have even brought it up, but since you did, I might be 8th out of 2,000 plus. That's okay. We say it all the time. We have the best cappers in the world. We just don't say I'm one of them. I'm one of them. 8th. But you know what the Maestro said? Zach, let me pull the curtain back for a second. So when I said I was in 8th place, you know what the Maestro said? Well, Coach, it's not like you're all alone in 8th place. Look how many other people. Stop it. I'm in 8th place. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And you know what? Whenever a big name is traded in any league, it shifts the power. But we had a big-time trade overnight. Well, not technically overnight, but in the last 24 hours. So Alabama, Ice Queen, start us off, please.
Okay, so I feel like anyone who kind of follows hockey knows this by now, but Marc-Andre Fleury has been traded from the Blackhawks to the Wild, and I'm personally a huge fan of his, but so I might be a little bit biased, but I do think he'll add a ton to the Wild. But more interestingly, it did kind of leave Chicago in a bad position because now they're without a solid goaltender. They have Kevin Lankinen. He has a 3.51 GAA, and the Hawks are 3-12 in his starts. And then they have Colin Delia, who hasn't made it past the first period of either of his starts this season. So I think this trade made both these teams a little bit more interesting, even though Minnesota seems to have gotten like the better end of the deal here. But Chicago has their next game against the Ducks and Minnesota against the Canucks on Thursday. So I think it'll be interesting to see kind of how it plays out, and definitely something to look at betting if the lines are set right.
You're damn right. We'll keep our eye on that. By the way, my man Drew in the chat says whenever Allie is on the show, it's an auto bet. Until that
Thanks,
first one. You know, we've had people say that before. So they go, wait, I just auto bet. Idiots. You guys made me do it. All right. Thank you, Drew. We appreciate you. All right. Now, I normally don't like just to pat people on the back. That's not kind of what we're all about. We're not here to say, hey, you're pretty good. Except for today. Zack Attack, talk to me.
You know what? I was digging up storylines last night, and I was like, I want to appreciate Jay Wright's run. Sometimes it looks like this run might be coming to an end, so that's why I want to do it. They only had a couple freshmen this year, 2 recruits, and looking into next year, 24/7 Sports shows that they have 2 top 50 recruits, so not the big-time recruits we're used to the past from Jay Wright's teams, but you dive in 6 of the past 7 years. We know we had that COVID year, so 6 of the past 7 years, Jay Wright's teams have been in the big dance, and each time they've been successful. If they get out of the first weekend, they've won 2 national titles, and then last year they lost to the eventual national champion in Baylor. It's just phenomenal. And you want to look ahead to the this Thursday, Friday, whenever that matchup is against Michigan. That is a rematch of the 2017 championship, in which Villanova won 79-62, one of the most lopsided national championship NCAA title games. And 2 players, believe it or not, still remain from both teams: Colin Gillespie from Villanova and Eli Brooks from Michigan.
Oh, that's a great storyline. But I think, Zach, it was 2018 that national championship game. Am I right?
2017, 2018. Yeah,
There
so
you
it
go.
was part
There
of
you go.
2017.
We're both right. I just want to make sure that we're always, with the maestro on, very detail oriented. By the way, Zach, there is a whole discussion going on in the chat that you're not quite of age to be on this show. They think you have a Benjamin Button thing going on. How old are you, Zach Attack? Please stop the madness in the chat.
Oh, I'm older than you think. I'll just leave it at that. It's that DC water. It's that DC water.
There you go. There you go. All right, stop with the age stuff. See, he says you're older than you think. All right, now, there are, in addition to the NCAA tournament, a lot of really good games that you can find a number on, find value, because a lot of times, Maestro, maybe the books aren't necessarily paying that close of attention to the CBI or perhaps the NIT. Tonight's a pretty good one. What do you got?
Yeah, personally, I've enjoyed a lot more profit in the other tournaments than the NCAA tournament. Had a 3-0 last night with these other tournaments. Want to keep it going tonight. Looking at Vandy and Xavier, a very interesting matchup in the NIT quarters. Xavier and their coach parted ways. Travis Steele, they promoted an interim guy, Jonas Hayes. A lot of people thought he might get a head coaching job or still might. Meantime, they said they're bringing back Sean Miller, who's under investigation still for Arizona issues. But they love this interim coach. He made some good adjustments. They destroyed Florida in the last round. And on the other side, you have a Vanderbilt team with Scottie Pippen just going for 32 points in his final home game. And I just kind of like the way Vanderbilt is trending. They've won 5 of their last 6, the only loss being to Kentucky by 6 points. And Xavier lost a 5th-year senior point guard, Paul Scruggs, injured his ankle in the game against Florida. Doesn't look like he'll play tonight. They do have a nice backup, Dwan Odom, a sophomore, who played pretty well. That's a game I'm looking at tonight. Haven't locked it in yet, but definitely leaning towards the Commodores.
And definitely, I would tell everybody at home, you heard Maestro, if you really paid attention to his take right there, that there are plenty more picks at SportsLine in addition to what's here on the show. I think a lot of times you, the audience at home, think it's just this show. We have a million picks at SportsLine every single day, one very, very low price. By the way, to comment on your Sean Miller story, I was shocked that they decided to bring him back, but it screams of they can get people to pay money because he's beloved in that town, beloved. And they don't even care about the investigation, which is crazy to me. Crazy to me. But he was big time there before Arizona. So he was going to go back. Shocking. Shocking to me. All right, let's get into our board for the day. And it was perfect as far as straight bets are concerned. We want another perfect day today. We got 3 big plays from SportsLine. First, in the CBI. Not the CIB, the CBI. Middle Tennessee State. We saw somebody in the chat asking about this game, and we're all over it. Middle Tennessee State has been an absolute covering beast this year as a favorite. How about 82%? How about 73% against the spread at neutral or road site games? The spread is hitting in 89% of our simulations. Let's go Middle Tennessee State. Cash that ticket, first one. Then, second one, UTEP minus the 4. This one tips off a little bit later, 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. UTEP has covered in 4 of their last 5 games. That's all I need to know. We'll take UTEP minus the 4. Then our third and final big play here from SportsLine, we're going to go to the NBA. This is an A play in our simulations. Knicks getting one at home against a Hawks team that is 0-7 in their last 7 games as a favorite. I know it's small, but they're still a favorite. 0-7. Plus, the Knicks are 3-0 this year against the Hawks. Put it all together. We love the Knicks A play plus the 1. All right, let's get into our board with my cappers. And you know what? Just because she said, I can't wait for tonight, you know what? I can't wait either. Allie, you're up first. What do you got?
Okay, so tonight I'm going to go with Vegas at Winnipeg over 6. Both of these teams have played each other twice this season, and both of them went over, and one of those was just last week in Winnipeg, and the Jets won 7-3. Brossoit gave up 4 goals off 13 shots, so hopefully something similar would be kind of nice tonight. But honestly, I'm not really as worried about the Jets getting goals as I am about Vegas, mainly because Vegas's lineup is super gutted right now. I will say I do like the over, though, a little bit more than Jets' money line, mainly because the Jets have just had consistently bad defense lately. They've allowed their opponents at least 3 goals in 17 of their last 18 games. So even though Vegas's lineup is pretty thin, it would be a really good spot, and it would kind of make sense for them to, if not win, at least score a few goals here, just like they did last week against the Jets. And I would also make it kind of clear that I really only like this play with Connor Hellebuyck on the starting for the Jets. I don't really think Comrie should be starting, but you never really know because it's kind of random. but Hellebuck's been really bad lately. 6 straight starts have gone over, and 9 of those last 10. So I would just keep an eye on the goalies, and I would either wait to see who's starting for it or put your bet in now and then cash out later if you don't like the goalies.
Educate and entertain. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? That's a deep dive right there. 17 out of 18. Who else was doing that? Allie, nails. Absolute nails. Also, I would encourage all of you at home who are scrambling right now to get this play in. Almost every single time, Allie gives a play out here on the show. Within minutes, it's already moved. Don't lose that push part of this bet. Get it in right now, over 6. By the way, you guys are the best fans in the world, the best community in the world. So my man, Jean-Claude Dominique, well, Julius Randle apparently is out for tonight. That's something that slid through our cracks. So proceed cautiously with that Knicks play that we just gave out because we know Julius Randle is a big-time player for the Knicks, so thank you. And we will double-check and put it on. Well, I'll double-check that, but I want to make sure and get that out live on the show. Okay, now let's get back to college hoops. And this man every single day just starts cashing. Zach, what are we cashing on today?
Well, we're going to dive into the NIT, and I'm going with a point spread theme. This is the 4th straight show. We're going with +3.5 with St. Bonaventure at Virginia. First off, I want to give credit to Tony Bennett and Virginia, even accepting this NIT bid. You usually don't see teams of their stature, national champion just a few years back, accept these invitations. So kudos for Tony Bennett and Virginia. But I look at their 2 games so far in the NIT. They were 2.5-point favorites against Mississippi State, covered by a half point, won by 3. And then their last game in North Texas, they were actually the underdog, +1.5. They had to win in overtime by 2 points. So the signs are there that this could be the last game for Virginia. And the Bonnies, they're playing very well. I know this is their 3rd straight NIT game, but they're shooting the ball way above what we saw in conference play. It looks more like the team that people had high expectations for when they were ranked briefly in non-conference play. In St. Bonaventure, they have 5 seniors. That's correct. 5 seniors. So this means something to them. They have a 4-guard starting lineup. It's going to give problems for Virginia. Let's take the Bonnies plus the points.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, that this is a team that if they would have even a decent November and December, they would be an NCAA tournament team. They really turned it on late. And maybe one of those teams that slipped through the cracks just a little bit will take the 3.5. Zach, great job by you. All right, I'm officially going to call it. DraftKings is taking the Knicks game down. We're going to take it off of our board today. So officially live here on the show, the Knicks no longer play. I'm going to make that call right now. Thank you to all of you. Ty, thanks for that. DraftKings doesn't have the game listed. You guys are amazing. Amazing. All right. Now, you know it's the last spot on the show. You know how much I covet it, and I have missed tossing it to the maestro in his spot. So, maestro, as always, sir, the floor is yours.
All right, I'm looking at a Thursday game, and the line has ticked up now. Gonzaga laying 9 to Arkansas, and I'm going to take the points with Arkansas. They have not looked good so far in the tournament. Barely got by Vermont, barely got by New Mexico State. They're shooting 10 of 37 from deep. Their leading scorer, Note, is 10 of 30. He's 10 of 30 something. He also is not shooting well. But to me, this just means they have not played their best game yet. And I think they will play a great game against Gonzaga. They like to run too. I mean, Gonzaga, probably the best running team in the country, but Arkansas right up there. One of the things with Gonzaga is Mike talked about it on the Sweet 16 preview. I caught that yesterday, and I noticed when he said Gonzaga doesn't give up a lot of free throw attempts. In Arkansas, everyone knows, number 1 in the nation in getting to the line, number 1 in makes, and they're 44 of 50 in the tournament from the free throw line. So Mike was basically saying he doesn't think they'll get to the line against the Zags. Well, the Zags in this tournament, though, giving up 45 free throws already to a team like Georgia State and Memphis. So I think Arkansas can do what they do. I think they have not played their best game. I love their coach, and I love them as an underdog. 4-0, last 4 as a dog. Gonzaga has not covered any of its last 4 in the NCAA tournament because they're always inflated. I'm going to take the points with Arkansas.
You know, listening to you right there, you're starting to make me lean towards Arkansas. We had a really good discussion on that Sweet 16 mega preview. I encourage everybody to go back and watch it. It's in your feed right now. I think we have a showdown between Jay Smooth and Chip in this game, I think, is who we have. I don't know, Maestro. By the way, sometimes I have to stop the show. We got to teach lessons, right? Sometimes I got to do that. Well, apparently we have a new viewer. Because my man Clyde in the chat says, good thing the fans are doing the work for you guys. Clearly, this is the first time you've ever been to the Early Edge because we're a team every single step of the way. It doesn't matter if it comes from the community or it comes from our crew right here. Literally, he was just ruled out live on the show. And our community pointed it out. So we adjust, we evolve, we change, we listen. But thank you, Clyde, for being here for the first time today. Welcome to the Early Edge. Welcome to SportsLine. You're welcome. All right, now, moving on. We're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, and it looks absolutely glorious. And we're going to put a big old line through those Knicks over there, but Maestro, he's on Arkansas plus the 9. He might have a little smoke before this game tips off. Who knows? Who knows? We're going to have a nice little Sweet 16 preview, 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursday night and Friday night right here on our award-winning YouTube channel. Then Zacatech, St. Bonaventure plus a 3.5. And Alabama, get it in right now. You don't want it to move to 6.5. Golden Knights, Jets over 6. Then 2 plays from the site. Middle Tennessee State, they have been a cover machine. We'll go minus 1.5 there. And then UTEP, 4 of the last 5 games they have covered. We'll take them minus 4. Then the 2-piece today, just a little money line. Middle Tennessee State. Then we'll take the Bucks over the Chicago Bulls. A great way to bring a number down because they're giving 7. All we need them to do is win the game, and we're good to go. All right, what a fun day today. And by the way, apparently Clyde is here every single day. Apparently Clyde is a OG. Apparently Clyde's here every day. So Clyde, how did you not know that? How did you not know that? But that's all right. Sometimes families bicker. Sometimes we squabble. But at the end of the day, you always know there's one thing left to do. And we always go off together this way. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Alabama, Zacatech, the Maestro, and AB on the 1s and the 2s. I am the coach. Tell all your friends. You want to be a part of something? You want to be included? You want to be heard? It's right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.